We should be able to course correct. We should be able to look at it and say, yeah, we messed up. Let's do something different. But there's pushback. And I keep asking the question, how many kids have to die in order to preserve this ideology that the state is pursuing, especially the Department of Children, Youth, and Families? And let me be clear about something, Brandi. 1227 was passed, and I met up with social workers over the summer. You know what they call that bill? The dead baby bill. Judges sometimes call that the dead baby bill. I'm sorry, if you're on black tar heroin, if you're on meth, if you're on fentanyl, if you're on those hard drugs, you don't have the capacity to care for a child anymore and then argue to any sane person that you are adequately providing for them and not abusing and neglecting them in some way. And of course, developmentally, babies and toddlers are running around and they're putting things in their mouth and they're exploring their world. And sadly, often, as we saw in Port Townsend with the 3-week-old baby that was tossed into the bushes like it wasn't even alive. Like it wasn't even alive. I'm so pissed about it.
Yeah, and every right to be pissed about it.
That baby was born addicted to fentanyl. About this time, almost this time last year, a woman, a mother on meth, under CPS supervision, tortured and murdered her 3-year-old son and left his body next to his sibling. There was blood on the walls, splattered on the walls, and taser burns all over this child's body. And DCYF, it's evil. I don't use that word a lot. It's evil. And what are we protecting here? Equity? Are we protecting an ideology, the absolute furthest pendulum swing from the war on drugs you could possibly get? Aren't we supposed to be protecting the kids and making the family whole again? But we're not. We're not doing that. It's a total vacuum of leadership. It's total radical ideology. But this isn't something like, hey, you raise my taxes, that makes me mad. This is the innocent life of a child that already had a slim chance to probably begin life with, and we had a chance to do something about it. And if anything our state government can do, it is protecting the most vulnerable people in our society, especially ones that can't defend themselves. And I'm just sick of it. I'm at war about this. We tried last session to pass the Oakley-Carlson Act for little Oakley Carlson that was ripped from perfectly good foster parents and sent back to her drug-abusing parents, who are also criminals. And then she went missing, probably murdered by her parents, or so we suspect. And I watched your original segment on this before, and I'm crying with you, because for a year now, I go home and I think about this. I'm an elected official, and I am the assistant ranking member of this Human Services, Youth, and Early Learning Committee. Even though I don't support what's happening and I fight against it every day, I hold my portion of responsibility for what happens to these kids. And I wish everyone felt the same way about being responsible for what happens as a result of their policies in the state. But you know what happens? DCYF and the Office of Children Ombuds, Family and Children Ombuds, they send out the fatality reports. And the kids' names are redacted. They're just a black line, a government statistic to these people. And some people say, hey, calm down, you can't save them all. Well, hell, can we try? Can we just try to save some of them? Because some of this is common sense. Only in Olympia do people believe this, that it's totally cool to keep kids in homes where there's hard drugs present that could kill them. No matter how traumatic that removal might be, it's less traumatic than being dead. It's less traumatic than being dead. But no one, including DCYF, seems to think that. And they've said it multiple times. Over and over, they said the quiet part out loud. But no one believes that. No one in the real world believes this. It's dangerous, and it has to end.
Representative Couture, I think every lawmaker should listen to that 5 minutes of what you just had to say. And I was just sitting back, letting you talk.